Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something that's, well, it's really moved past just hype, hasn't it? Prompt engineering.
Definitely. It's become a genuinely crucial skill.
Right. And think of this as your direct line to understanding how you can gain a really valuable in-demand ability, like right now.
Exactly. At its core, prompt engineering is, you could say, the art and science of instructing AI. It's crafting those inputs.
The instructions you give it.
Yeah, the instructions that guide these powerful systems to give you the specific, high-quality results you're actually looking for. It's fundamental.
Good prompt, good result.
Good prompt equals gold. Bad prompt, well,
Yeah.
garbage. And that applies across the board: text, images, code, summaries.
And the really important bit for you listening is understanding why this matters in a, let's say, tangible way. This isn't just theory.
Not all.
Companies are actively hiring. They're paying serious money for people who can do this well. And importantly, you don't need to be a coder to start.
That's a key point. So for this deep dive, we've pulled together information from, well, quite a few sources. We looked at what prompt engineering actually is.
The core ideas.
Core ideas, yeah. The value it offers to businesses, to individuals like you, who's paying for it, and maybe most importantly,
How you can actually start learning it. The practical steps.
Exactly. The practical steps.
So our mission for you today is pretty clear. By the end of this, you'll get what prompt engineering is, why it's such a hot commodity right now.
Who's investing in it?
Who's investing, who's paying, and the concrete things you can do to, kickstart your own journey into this. Okay, let's dig in.
Right. So the fundamentals. Prompt engineering. We see it as like a mix, part art, part science, really.
Designing the instructions.
Designing and crucially refining those instructions you feed the AI to steer it, make it produce something specific, something high quality.
Yeah, and it sounds technical, maybe, but the basic idea is, a lot of our sources point out, is pretty simple.
It really is.
It's just how you talk to AI. I mean, think about it. Are you trying to get great ad copy, amazing images?
Or concise summaries of long reports, functional code, strategic plans.
Whatever it is, the quality you get back, it's directly tied to how clear and effective your prompt was in the first place. That's starting point.
And what's really interesting is how universal this is. It's not just text generation.
Right.
Good prompts are just as vital for image AI, for data analysis AI, even for AI that writes code. The prompt is like the seed, it dictates the quality of the plant that grows.
No matter how fancy the underlying tech is.
Precisely.
Okay, so let's shift to the business side. Why are companies increasingly, putting money into this? What problems does a good prompt engineer actually solve for them?
Well, if you think about their goals, businesses want to get the most out of their AI investments, right? Efficiency, quality outcomes.
Makes sense.
So prompt engineers hit several pain points. First, they cut down the time businesses waste tweaking AI outputs, back and forth, trying to get it right.
Less trial and error.
Exactly. Second, they boost the quality and the consistency of what the AI produces, which is vital for things like brand voice or just reliable operations.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It's not just getting an output. It's getting the right output, quickly and reliably.
Precisely. And beyond that, they help set up dependable AI workflows that companies can actually integrate.
So making AI part of the day-to-day.
Yeah. And they often train internal teams, too, showing others how to use the tools effectively, getting everyone up to speed.
Spreading the knowledge.
Right. And maybe one of the biggest things for long-term advantage, helping build proprietary prompt libraries.
Like an internal playbook of what works for their specific needs.
Exactly. A custom set of super effective AI instructions tailored to their business, their data. That's a real asset.
So yeah, it's definitely not just a nice-to-have skill anymore. It's becoming core. It impacts efficiency, quality, maybe even their competitive position.
Absolutely.
And our sources are clear. This isn't just theory. We're seeing actual demand right now.
Oh, the evidence is pretty strong. Look at the big AI players, OpenAI, Anthropic, Scale AI. They've all posted jobs for prompt engineers.
With serious salaries.
Yeah, impressive six-figure ranges. That tells you how much they value this specific expertise.
And it's not just about landing a traditional job, is it? The freelance side seems pretty active too.
Very much so. Platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, PromptBase, people per hour. You see freelancers earning quite a bit.
How much we're talking?
It varies, naturally, but
Right.
anywhere from, say, $500 up to maybe $5,000 for specialized prompt packs or custom prompt design services.
Wow, that's quite a range, $500 to $5,000.
It demonstrates there's immediate potential for individuals to make money from these skills independently.
So what makes a freelance prompt pack worth, say, thousands? What drives that value?
Often it boils down to specialization. How niche is it? Does it solve a very specific, maybe complex problem for a business?
Like prompts for a specific marketing channel or...
Oh, exactly. Or maybe a set of prompts that automates a whole sequence of tasks. That level of refinement and targeted value commands a higher price. And the demand's growing because more businesses realize they need that refinement. They need help unlocking AI for their goals.
Okay, so we get that money's being spent.
Mm-hmm.
But who exactly is paying? It's not just the big AI labs, right?
Oh, not at all. That's one of the most interesting parts, the sheer diversity of industries getting value here.
Like,
Well, think marketing. They need ad copy, social media posts, content ideas,
what?
software teams, using prompts for cut snippets, maybe even helping with debugging.
Right, I've heard about that.
E-learning, creating course materials, quizzes, that sort of thing. Designers using Midjourney or DALL-E, they rely heavily on image prompts.
Visual prompting.
Even more traditional sectors.
Yeah.
Legal teams exploring it for contract review, healthcare looking at it for documentation support.
Wow, okay.
Wow.
That's incredibly broad. It really seems like any field-touching AI could use someone good at prompting.
Pretty much. And it's not just businesses either. Individual creators, bloggers, small online shops, they're buying pre-written prompts too to save time, improve their stuff.
Okay, so let's say you're listening, you're convinced it's valuable, you're thinking, how can I get started? How can I learn this stuff maybe quickly? What are the first steps?
Good question. And the good news is the barrier to entry isn't that high. Step one, honestly, pick an AI tool and just start playing.
Get hands-on.
Get hands-on. ChatGPT, Claude, they're great starting points. They're accessible. You can immediately see how the AI reacts to different ways you phrase things.
So just jump in and experiment.
Exactly. Then step two, study what already works. Look at examples of really effective prompts.
Where do you find those?
Sites like Prompt Hero or FlowGPT are fantastic resources. They're like libraries of prompts. You can see successful ones, break them down, try to figure out why they work so well.
Learning by example. Makes sense.
You're basically learning from other successes.
Okay, so after looking at examples, what's next?
Test. Constantly. Don't just read prompts. Write your own. Refine them. Test them again.
For real tasks.
Yeah, apply them to things relevant to you. Drafting emails, brainstorming blog posts, outlining a strategy, maybe even generating simple bits of code if that's your interest. The more you do it, the more intuitive it becomes. You start to get a feel for how different AIs think, sort of.
And as you start getting good results, things you're happy with, what then?
Build a portfolio, especially if you think you might want to offer this as a service later.
How do you do that?
Document your best prompts, and crucially, show the before and after. Like, here was the simple prompt, here's the mediocre result, here's my improved prompt, and look at this great result.
Tangible proof.
Exactly. Even just a simple web page or a Google Doc can work to showcase what you can do.
Okay, solid advice. Portfolio shows proof. And then for people wanting to actually earn from this.
Well, there are a couple of direct routes. One is packaging your best prompts. Create themed packs like prompts for social media marketing or prompts for bloggers.
And sell them.
And sell them, yeah, on places like PromptBase or Gumroad. Leverage the refinement work you've already done.
Okay. And the other route.
Pitching your services directly. Offer prompt optimization or design services to businesses, maybe agencies, help them get more out of the AI tools they're already using, improve their productivity.
Right. Go BDB. So thinking bigger now, for someone who sees this as more than just a side gig, who's got that entrepreneurial spark, how can prompt engineering become a real business?
Yeah, if you're looking beyond freelancing, there are definitely scalable models emerging. Subscriptions are one way.
Like subscription prompt packs.
Exactly. Regularly updated packs for specific niches or industries that gives you recurring revenue. Or you could create niche-specific templates, say, for SEO or real estate marketing. Very targeted.
Okay.
Then there's AI consulting, guiding businesses on strategy, how to integrate AI effectively using smart prompting. That's high-value work.
Right. Advising companies.
And if you like teaching, there's creating courses or offering coaching on prompt engineering itself.
Training others. Lots of options. Our sources even mentioned something about microSaaS, software as a service.
Yes, that's a more advanced path, but potentially very lucrative. The idea is building small, specialized software tools.
Powered by prompts.
Powered by really sophisticated prompt logic behind the scenes. Think of like a tool that automatically generates amazing e-commerce product descriptions based on a few keywords you feed it. The prompt engineering is the engine.
Interesting. Okay, so if you're serious about building these skills, which AI tools should you really focus on getting good at?
You don't need to master everything, but a core set helps a lot. ChatGPT is sort of foundational for general text stuff.
The workhorse.
Yeah. Claude from Anthropic is really strong for longer, more reasoned outputs, complex tasks.
Okay, what about visuals?
For images, you really want to get familiar with Midjourney or DLE. Understanding how to prompt them visually is key.
Makes sense. Marketing.
Tools like copy.ai or Jasper are designed specifically for marketing copy. Worth looking at if that's your area.
Productivity.
Notion AI is great for integrating AI into your notes and workflows. And don't forget automation tools.
Like Zapier.
Exactly. Learning how to use something like Zapier to connect different AI tools and automate tasks based on prompts, that gives you a huge advantage. It lets you build systems.
So fluency in these tools isn't just about using one at a time. It's about combining them, layering them, automating.
Precisely. You understand the strengths of each, you master prompting them, and then you start integrating them, building more complex, more valuable solutions for real problems.
Okay, let's quickly circle back to the money side. Earning potential. We mentioned some figures earlier. How realistic is scaling that up?
Well, the scalability is the exciting part, especially with digital products like prompt packs. It's leverage, right?
Sell once, deliver many times.
Exactly. Like the source example, sell a $20 pack to 1,000 people.
Yeah.
That adds up significantly. It's doable with the right niche and marketing.
And on the service side, consulting.
Consulting fees, yeah, they can range quite a bit, maybe $200 for a small project, up to $1,000 or more for helping a company overhaul their AI strategy with better prompting. Depends on the scope.
And courses or coaching?
That also varies. Could be anywhere from $50 per person for a basic workshop to $500 or more for intensive coaching or a specialized course.
And the big underlying reason this potential exists now is because the field is still pretty new, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's key. Most businesses are still just figuring this out. They're in the early days of using AI effectively, let alone mastering prompt engineering.
So there's a window of opportunity.
A huge window. If you invest the time to get good at this now, you can position yourself as an expert just as demand is really taking off. You could become very sought after.
I like the comparison one source made at the end. It compared prompt engineering now to copywriting back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, that's a really insightful analogy, I think.
Expand on that a bit.
Well, think back, early internet days. Suddenly, being able to write compelling stuff online website copy, emails became incredibly valuable.
Right. It was a new crucial skill.
High demand, high leverage, good copy could reach tons of people, and the barrier to entry wasn't that high if you could write well. Prompt engineering feels very similar for the AI era.
High demand for talking to AI effectively.
High demand, high leverage, a great prompt can generate immense value. And again, you don't necessarily need a deep technical background to get really good at it.
So the core message for you listening is, if you want a skill that's valuable now and likely to become more valuable in this AI-driven world,
Mastering prompt engineering is a really smart place to start.
you don't have to build the AI itself.
Nope. You just need to be good at communicating with it. And businesses are realizing they need people who can do that, and they're willing to pay for it.
Okay, so let's wrap this deep dive up. What are the absolute key things for you to take away about prompt engineering?
I'd say three main things. One, it's a vital and rapidly growing skill for working with AI effectively. Not optional anymore, really.
Okay.
Two, there's real significant demand now. This isn't future gazing. And that translates into genuine earning potential, both jobs and freelance.
And three.
Three, you can start learning this today. There are clear, practical steps you can take to build this skill yourself. It's accessible.
Great summary.
Yeah.
And maybe a final thought for you to chew on. Think about the AI tools you already use, or maybe ones you're curious about.
Yeah, how could getting better at prompting them unlock more value for you? Maybe new features you didn't realize or entirely new ways to use them.
Or what problems, maybe in your job or your own projects, could you solve more effectively if you just learned to talk to the AI a bit better, a bit more precisely?
It's a really dynamic space, definitely worth exploring further.
Absolutely. We encourage you to do just that.